Phenomenal morning to everybody around the world. The holidays are just tapering off. Well, I don't know if they're tapering off. They're probably picking up for some people. But here we are. Gio, happy holidays. Happy holidays to everyone. Today's conversation is anchored in one of my favorite topics, friendship. When I think of friendship, I think of my childhood friendships, but I never really think about friendship having a role in business or even a role in the growth and management of corporations. And today, you and I have chosen to explore this thing inside of this question called friendship. Could it be the missing ingredient for high performing teams? So, welcome, friend.
Thank you, Saurel. Saurel, how's my sound? I decided to put my headsets.
It's a little echoey, but it works.
It's a little echoey, but it works.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, in a minute, I'm going to take them off.
Okay, that sounds great. So, yeah, Gio, friendship. What are some of the friendships you see to celebrate? What is friendship like for you? And I'll go back and answer the same question, but that's how I see to begin this conversation in honor of friendship and its role in the world, its role in business, and the critical role that friendship plays in our lives.
Yeah, how does it sound now? Better?
Better.
Yeah. So, what triggered this conversation for me, as I was sharing with you, was a conversation between Simon Sinek and Trevor Noah uh, around one of the aspects that I really was this. In some ways, I was not taking it as serious as it can be taken, given a context in which I heard the conversation, which was our career, our personal lives, our relationships, uh, our life as parents, or as sons and daughters. There's a lot of training around that. All
Mm-hmm.
growth, personal development, professional development, leadership development is around those things, career, being a parent, being a child, being a son or a daughter. But there's not a lot of emphasis on friendship. And one of the things that got triggered for me was, Sorel, that what accompanies me or a person in their entire life journey is and helps them get to the next level and helps people be able to deal with a difficult moment in their lives is often their friendships. It's often a friend.
Yeah, a friend.
Uh, a friend, and it, certainly I can see it in my life without dismissing or making little the contribution that my parents are and my family is. It has been my friends, whether they have stayed for a long time or whether they stayed for a short period of time. It has been my friends that have given me a, a, um, a lifeline in really difficult moments in my life. And I dare to say that even at work, the people that we're able to transcend the normal rules and protocols of how to be at work and we make them our friends is the reason why we stay at that job, because I don't want to leave the people I'm with. They have become my friends. Or the boss, leaders and bosses who really nurture relationships often have the strongest teams. And there's the saying in business that people don't leave people leave companies, right? And and that aspect, I think it's a critical thing to think about for next year. How am I going to nurture my friendships? How am I going to grow as a friend? Not just as a
Mm-hmm.
leader, but as a friend to you and to the Daily Huddle community, right? And to the people in my life. And that's what this I think
Yeah,
matters
so Gio,
profound.
thank you. You shared that conversation with me, and I listened to it 3 times or four or more, and I got crazy, and I created my own "Let's Make It Go Viral" camp. So I shared it with Stan. I said, hey, Stan, please share this with the entire mastermind family. I shared it with my community at the Georgia Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. So you could say that for me, Jill, it gave me the opportunity to discover, just like you were saying, how friendships have actually built my life. How the people in you shared a story with me yesterday, and I have a similar story. Um, we were in college, and I had no car, and I needed to get home. And back then, Toyotas were the raves. One of my friends had a little Toyota hatchback. The back of the car was filled with utensils, kitchen utensils, you name it. And in some way, shape, or form, he found a way to carry me home. I didn't contribute to gas. I didn't contribute to anything. He said, "Hey, man, come on, let's go." And for half the trip, get this, it's one of those little Toyota hatchbacks, two people in the front, four in the back, not three. So one of us had half of our body on somebody else for the entire trip, a 6 hour trip. So friends do extraordinary things for each other. And what you're inviting all of us to discover is if friends do extraordinary things for each other, could exploiting or leaning on friendships in the workplace make organizations higher performing organizations? And
Yeah,
I think without jumping to conclusion, the answer is a strong maybe yes,
I
right?
like that. I like a strong maybe yes. One of the things that are triggering for me as you're speaking, Sorel, is that at least for me, uh, something I distinguishing right now is that on my early years, when I was a child and as a teenager, it was obvious I was going to make friends, right? It was like, of course I'm going to make friends. Wherever I go, I see a friend. If I take Maya, my 7-year-old, wherever, and then she see a little child, there's an immediate question: "Hey, do you want to be my friend?" And then the person, the child always says, "Yeah," And then there's something that happens. I don't know at what age, whether it's 23 or 25 or 28 or 30, something that we become significant about having a
Having a
friend
friend or being a friend.
or being a friend. Like it becomes significant. Like, no, now I'm old. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for colleagues. Now
I'm
I
looking for
don't,
a business partner.
yeah, a business partner, a colleague, or a whatever kind of a partner in something. But a friend, it's like, no, that's too intimate. I can't call you my friend. You see, that's only saved for the early years of my life. Now now I gotta defend myself somehow, or I gotta protect myself somehow. And I
Yeah.
think and I think that that barrier is unnecessary. Now that I'm having this conversation with you,
Yeah.
it
I
is
would
valid.
agree.
Yeah, it is valid that as adults we can tell differences a lot easier. However, the differences can become the thing that makes us strong,
Yeah.
girl, in a friendship. So I'm thinking that out loud, Sorel.
Yeah. I'd love for you to give us a view of the world from the lenses of Maya, your 8 year old daughter. And, I think you've got a view of the world through your interaction with her that can inform adults like me and others. If Maya was going to answer the question, what is friendship? What do you think she'd say?
I'm going to say to someone you hang out with that it's like that simple. I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to ask her, right? But I would say someone you hang out with.
yeah,
And also the title friend, no friend also comes and goes. There's not a lot of significance. the friends that she had last year that she hung out all the time. Now she says, "Oh, I have new friends now." And oh, cool, I have new friends. And what happened to that girl, Sally or Wendy, or what happened to them? She's like, "Oh, they're there. We're just not hanging out as much." So I think the
Yeah.
significance, she doesn't have it. And using a little bit of Maya's context, an 8-year-old who's not significant about that, and your story, Sorrel, about college, and as an adult now, I when I'm leading courses and I'm meeting people for the first time, and even the most profound relationships like I have with Monica Ogando, right, or Mariela or Anna that you know so well. These are friendships I've created as an adult. And I think that one of the things that I can say is that my training has led me to create a blank space about my past and to not try an agenda on people, just kind of get to know them.
Mhm.
Like, like Dr. Ogando, you and I have an amazing friendship with her, right? I met Dr. Ogando because I filled out a form about an online course, and she's the one who called. And the dynamic of the conversation, I was like, oh my God. And she was trying to tell me to sign up for the course and the reasons why it was a good idea. But the dynamic of the conversation led to, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Where do you live? And I want to
Can we
know
be
who this person.
friends?
You want to be friends? Like, I love how she talks and how eloquent she is and the world she's opening up for me. And I want to get to know you. And she was generous and she's like, yeah, why not? I was like, you got to meet my friend, Sorel. And this is adult relationships. And with Anna, the same thing. She filled out a form for a business I was at, Anna Soval, and I called her to let her know about this training that we do on leadership. And we just started talking. I was like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Where do you live? And she's like, Wisconsin. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you have children? And it just becomes this conversation of being interested in another human being as human beings, as a friend, if you will.
Yeah.
And anyway, that
Yeah. So, you know what I'm getting from what you're
and it
saying.
can be in the, let me say one more thing. It can be in the
Yeah.
most random places because with Mariella, which I have an amazing friendship, she was actually the anchor of a news channel, Univision, and she interviewed me for my book. And it was a 6-minute conversation. It wasn't longer than that. But the way to be with someone allows for the opportunity of a friendship. And then I introduce you to everybody I know, right? So I introduced her to an intro we did at the World Trade Center. That's the first time I ever actually hung out with her when I introduced her to you. So it's like this. Why not create friendships in 2025? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's perfect. Why not create friendships in 2025? And what was there for me as you were speaking, Gio, is that as an adult, me, you, others, we put some conditions on friendship. And one of the conditions I see for myself is that, you know what, man, it would be great to be friends with this guy or this gal, but you know what, that's going to take time. And what I'm hearing from Maya's world is that no, friendship doesn't take time. It's just somebody you hang out with, and you hang out with them when you hang out with them. And maybe they take a significant role in your life and you take a significant role in their life, but it's temporary and it doesn't come with conditions. It's just there. But for the time you're together, there are certain things that friendships bring to the table that a regular colleague to colleague or coworker to coworker relationship can't bring. There's something about psychological safety, right? Like I'm safe with you, Gio. So maybe I'm able to say something about myself where I made a mistake, where I don't know something, where I can't find my way, and I'm asking you for guidance. But I'm doing it as a friend, not as a colleague who's a competitor of mine. I see that aspect of friendship contributing to the world of work. And there's also, something that Simon Sinek and Trevor Noah pointed to in the conversation. There's something about my loyalty to you as a friend, not loyalty in a way that leaves me imprisoned in the relationship, but like not like I don't want to disappoint you either. It's on the other side, is I want to be good to you. It's a natural pressure in a friendship. I want to be good to you. So if I'm your coworker and I want to be good to you and we're working on a project together, there's that force of the friendship acting as a tailwind for the project. So I see that too. And then there's the benefit and the bonus of, sheesh, in addition to working at this place, we get to go hang out over a beer. We get to go hang out and share each other's families. It's a different world. So the question would be, if it doesn't take time and it's not a burden that way, what do you say it's like to cultivate a friendship?
Yeah, and you know what I'm seeing when you're speaking, Saurel?
Yeah.
That normally in the past, I used to call a friend someone that comes to my barbecue. If we spend time at the cafeteria at work, then you can't be my friend because the friends only hang out at the barbecue. At the cafeteria at work is a colleague, you see. And what I'm hearing in this conversation is, and from Maya's context, right, from an 8-year context, that's also true. The person I hang out at the cafeteria at work is my friend. And the person I hang out, it can be my friend. And the person that I hang out in the barbecue, it can be my friend too. What I was seeing, Sorel, in what you were saying, as a something that strengthens relationships, I can see for myself is, I'm gonna pronounce this word wrong, Sorel, and you help me pronounce it right. Prudency. Um, Prudence,
Like
like,
being careful.
yeah, careful. And
Yeah.
what I mean is, one of the things that I do take into consideration with my friendships is that I do know how to read how far the person want to go at a moment in time.
Mm.
I do know when the person wants to go deep and the person wants to really reflect on a personal level, and then I stretch a hand. I, and I do know when the person doesn't want to. When the person, this is a moment. It's a moment. It's not the person. It's a moment when they want to protect, however they feel, and they don't want to share. I do have that sense, that way of understanding. It's okay not to share. It's okay to. It's okay. A friend doesn't need to know all of it. Doesn't need to fix anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to, and it doesn't justify. It doesn't explain anything. It's just there are times when prudency is in order, and I think that's
Yeah.
something that strengthens friendships at any level, at the cafeteria or at the barbecue.
Yeah. And if I hear you correctly, Gio, you're saying that my having to share my personal life with you at a level that you would consider vulnerable and deep and intimate doesn't have to be a requirement for friendship.
Oh yeah, no,
I
not
can
at
do that.
all.
Or I may not. And we're friends.
And we're
Right?
friends.
Yeah, I totally get that. And what I hear often, and I may hear it mistakenly, is that the people who are friends are the people who are real friends are the people who do that with each other.
We tell each other everything. And that's not
Yeah, right.
necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is a juicy conversation, and I'm thinking Stan and Rashida and Ingrid may have received from Stan the same video you and I watched that triggered this conversation, and would love to jump in and tell us what they're hearing and what they're thinking. So come on, friends, jump in. Chase, good morning. Come on, Cam, and tell us something.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Well, obviously this is a magnificent conversation about on so many levels. I just have a couple takeaways I wanted to discuss. I'm sorry if you hear noise in the background. They're doing
Oh,
construction
no
on the
worries.
building.
You're
Oh
coming in
my God.
fine.
So loud. Okay. So the thing that triggered me is when you talked about friends taking time. And my take on that is friends don't take time. Time is what it is. We share our time with friends, but friends don't take time. That's the fallacy in my personal opinion. Um, what we allow ourselves to busy ourselves with time is our own choosing. So if you do that, you do it, but time's gonna go with or without you. So whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna do. What you just said about telling people everything. I once had a friend say that to me, like, man, we're so close. I just feel like you don't tell me everything. And what I said to him was, remember this. No one knows everything about anyone. Once you understand that, you're good, right? We give people the parts of ourselves we want to, and to some people, we give a large portion of ourselves, right? We have our public life, our private life, and our personal life. That's what I really feel. Someone taught me that a long time ago. Those three categories are within everyone. And I love you guys. This is a great topic. We could talk about this until we have gray hairs popping out of our skull. This is an amazing topic. Thank you so much.
And that would not happen to me, you know? Gray hairs would pop somewhere else. Rashida, come on up. Come on up, Rashida.
Oh my goodness, great day, grand rising everyone. Why did you all choose the topic, this particular topic? This topic is like first, second, third. You can go on and on with this topic, but I have friendship. Is like last year I went to Jamaica with a girlfriend of mine that we are 32 years knowing each other's, and we don't know each other's. It's amazing to see that we can do a whole lot of stuff, but she have our secret life, and so do I. But when it comes down to doing business together and really sharing information, we are done to hurt. But our private life, I'm stay out of it, and my private life, she stay out of it. I have an ex-girlfriend, 42 years of friendship, and I start having my kids. And we went to Curacao 2 years ago. And my, I did not know this lady was so bipolar. We stayed, I'm telling you, it's amazing. We stayed at Airbnb, and this lady complained for every single thing. I says, one morning I wake up and I say, stop it now. You need to realize that life have granted you a whole lot of gift, and you need to start to be grateful. And until today, she will call me and say, you know, I'm so grateful for you. I am so loving you. I was like, wow. And the other thing is that everybody says, when you meet someone, you always say, oh, that's my friend. And they say, how the hell you just meet this person and they're your friend? And they say, what do you mean? I say, I know if they're married, if they have kids, if they have a business. I feel like I am the FBI inquiring. Ask Chase how I find out Chase. When I meet Chase, we left the food co-op, had good buddies as brothers and sisters. That's how much I respect friendship. I build my life and my consciousness on friendship. You either be a good friend or a bad friend. So you know which one you choose to do. You either get rid of the bad one or you keep the bad one and get rid of the good one. But friendship is a powerful thing. And my mom taught me this. And why I say that is because my mom have friends that I grew up with, that they was my aunties, my uncles, but they are good buddies, good buddies. They die, and my mother cry like she lost a great sister twin. Thank you very much for the topic, guys. I love you guys.
Oh, Rashida, it's so good to have you as our friend, as my friend. You know, we've never met physically yet. And that adds another dimension to friendship, right? I've always thought that my friends were the people who live in the same neighborhood, who are close by. I can reach out, touch them. I can go to their house and borrow sugar. You know, how on earth do you borrow sugar? I don't know. You know, or borrow an egg, whatever. You know, those are the friends, you know, people who are in close proximity. And the friendship we have that we have created virtually, Gio, push the boundaries of how we define friendship. So no longer are friendships reserved for people who are right next to you. You know, you and I could have a friend in Japan right now if we chose to. Yeah. And have the same characteristics of a friendship that grease the skids, so to speak, facilitate a relationship that's very productive, business-wise or company-wise.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that I'm very present over the years is my fight to become somebody, right? To have my business grow, to be a good father, to be a good partner. And now, as I look back in those moments when my fight hasn't been effective and I've been in breakdowns and I have lost the family and I have lost the friendships and I love the business and I've lost my health in some occasions, what has given me access to come back to fight again is friendships, is the people who are there, is my friends, or the people that are generous with me, and they give me Chase was pointing to, they have given me their time, and so what I'm taking away from this conversation and what I took away from that conversation, that video, and from my friend Mariela, is that friendships are critical for the life we love. It's not like, oh, it's kind of what shows up while you do what you want. Maybe not. It's actually the critical ingredient for a great life. It's friends.
Yeah.
And I'm really present to that. And for 2025, I want to grow in how to be a better friend. I don't know how to do that really.
Yeah. Well, let's
Yeah.
be accomplices in that. You know,
Yeah.
will teach me how to grow to be a better friend. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Let's
it's a
do that.
challenge for all of us this
Yeah.
new year.
Let's
Let's
do
see how that looks like.
Maria Sangria. Come on, my friend.
Greetings.
Maria, are you there? Your hands up. Oh, Maria, we can't hear you. I'm sure you've got something phenomenal, spectacular, juicy to say.
I do. Can you hear my voice?
Now we can hear you.
Oh my goodness gracious. I was saying greetings. I wanted to be here at 9. It was not possible. I got here at the end, and then I hear one of my favorite topics, friends and friendships. So what I want to contribute to the conversation is that is an area that is very important to me. And I've mastered the art of turning enemies into close friends. And I've had an awakening that I've been able to go to other people and say, you know what? We argued, we disagreed, and then we never wanted to talk again. However, I discovered your view is as valid as mine. And if the whole world got that, we wouldn't have to go to war anymore. So I'm sorry. Will you please forgive me? They always say yes. They always come back and apologize. Then I say, I'm going to listen. I'm going to bring workability. And let's be friends. And they say yes. So that is my contribution. And I wanted to share that. And it's made all the difference in the world for me in my life.
Thank you, Maria. You know, I was sharing with Gio yesterday, and I want to share with all of you. And what you're saying brings that to mind. It's like, Gio, friendship is fluid. It's not like a solid thing. You know, like you're my friend, and then we have the solid thing. When I was little, growing up in Haiti, there were a bunch of boys and girls in the neighborhood. And just like Maya, we would be friends sometimes, and sometimes we would not be. But you know what? We never were friends and didn't know it. And we never were not friends and didn't know it. So we signaled that to each other. So if I were your friend, Gio, and I didn't want to be your friend anymore for any reason, I'd come to you and extend my little finger like that. And you'd hook it with yours like that. And when we go like this and express our anger with our facial expressions, that means we're not friends. And that means you don't talk to me, I don't talk to you, we don't play the same games. And but there's nothing more than that. It's only for this time. And then when all the stuff that was happening in my body or your body happens, and all of a sudden I'm missing you and we want to be friends again, one will seek the other out, and we extend this finger and we go the same way. And man, we're friends again. And it's instant. It's like there was nothing about not being friends that we remember. And there's nothing about not being friends that we remember. It's immediately new. And man, we find this new game. I have this new game. I'll show it to you. Let's play it. And maybe there is that kind of fluidity to friendship that I can learn as an adult. I have lost that. You know, friendships have become the solid thing. Yeah. So, Gio, time flies, man. Here we are. It's 9:34. What's the last thing you want to say today about friendship?
Thank you, Saurel. What I want to say about friendship, it's hard to encapsulate it in one sentence, but I would say that I think I'm seeking to be a friend before looking to see if people are fit to be a friend. Yeah.
It's like take on being a friend before you assess whether or not somebody is fit to be a friend.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that. Maybe there's no criteria or specific criterion for somebody to be a friend. Miss Rashida, I thought Gio was going to have the last word, but you do. You have your hand raised.
Listening to the conversation with you and Gio remind me of my mom saying, always says to us, if you have a good friend, you have your pocket full of money. A good friend. The statement is that if a man don't have friend, you have to be careful with that person. When people say, oh, I don't have friend, I say, wow, how do you live? How do you live? Because I was taught that if you don't have friend, you're broke. Thank you.
I got it. If you do not have friends, you are broke. Bankrupt. Well, the power of friendship is undeniable, Gio. And I'm looking forward to exploring that arena of leadership. Not new, but certainly something that flies in the face of the standards and conditions that people say must be maintained if you are in a corporate environment. So here's to creating that in 2025. All right, buddy. This is our show. You go ahead and take us out, and I'll play the outro.
Deal. Thank you, Saurel. Well, thank you all for being here. And we shall meet you once again on Monday. And for this weekend, and so that you can finish the year powerfully and living like a renegade, remember to love. Love always. Love those who you care about and love those who you have a different opinion from. Love. Eat more plant-based. Get closer to the trees. Hug the trees. Eat the trees. Smile. Stretch your cheeks. It helps you with your wrinkles. It helps you to stay sexy. It helps you to stay healthy. Smile. Stress less. It's only one life, really. I don't think there's overwhelming evidence that this is it. This is the only dress rehearsal. This is it. Stress less. Give. Give what you have. Give to your friends. Give to charity. Give your love. Give your resentment. Give it all and live free. Move every day, move a little bit. In the morning when you wake up, go for a walk. Right after lunch, go for another walk. It will stretch your years, it will stretch your life, and it will stretch your friendships. Move. And always, always, always check your assumptions. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I love you. Saurel loves you more. See you Monday. Bye-bye.
See you Monday.
Peace and blessings, family.